Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Trailmakers, and today we're going to be attempting to build a plane, but not just any plane, a plane that is powered by dual Gatling cannons. Now, we have done a cannon-powered plane in the past, but it was a boring cannon-powered plane that used like 9 static cannons that didn't move at all. I thought, how much cooler would it be if they were rotating Gatling cannons that were powering this thing? I don't know how practical this is, or if we're even going to be able to do this or take off without completely destroying ourselves, but I thought the idea sounded cool enough to be worth trying. So if you agree and you do like the idea, then hit like to show that you actually like the idea, because that's what like means, I guess. You know, I got thinking about the like button a little bit recently, and it's always hit like, slap like, smash like, punch like. There's a lot of abuse towards the like button, you know? Does anybody wonder if maybe the like button does not like all of the abuse? Is no one maybe asking how the like button feels about all this? So you know what? Instead of hitting the like button or smashing the like button, why don't you gently pat the like button? We need to console the like button. Make it feel loved and appreciated. All right, now that we've gotten that over with, let's build a giant destructive Gatling cannon plane. Okay, first things first, we need some type of Gatling cannon mechanism. So I think I'm just gonna start off with the cannon itself first, and then we're gonna try to build a plane around 2 of them. And the reason I'm doing 2 is because a Gatling cannon requires rotation, which means that it's gonna cause our plane to roll in the opposite of the way that the Gatling cannon rotates, unless we have 2 of them rotating in opposite directions. Then we can cancel that out and fly straight, hopefully. I mean, granted that the rest of the plane flies straight. All right, so I'm gonna build myself a fancy Gatling cannon and let you know how it goes. Okay, I've got 1 Gatling cannon down, so this is how it works. I actually had to use some logic in here to make this so that it's not going to be constantly firing and stuff. So you can see I got some sensors in the bag here, and those sensors are triggered by... Here, let me go on a free cam. This will be easier. Oh, okay, there we go. So we get a servo right here, and then we have this pipe sticking out, and this pipe is what triggers the sensors, because you can see this sensor right here is not being triggered because there's this space. But this sensor right here is being triggered because there's the pipe right there. And these cannons are set to fire under when 2 conditions are true. 1, that the sensor is on, and also that I am pressing space, which also turns the Gatling gun in the first place. So all the guns on the outside will only fire when that sensor is triggered, and I'm holding down space to spin it as well. The center gun is just gonna fire as I press space at whatever interval it does, just to add that extra constant boost. So then we get this effect. So I played around with different speeds on the servo, and I found that the speed I have, which is just its default 1 speed, this seems to be the optimal speed so that the cannons fire just after their cooldown every single time. If I go 1.1, but sometimes a cannon won't fire when it comes around, making a gap in the potential thrust we could get. So I think that this is the optimal Gatling cannon speed right here, at least for the size of Gatling cannon. And I'm trying to go relatively small because I don't want this thing to be super heavy. Speaking of which, how heavy are cannons? 4.9 kilograms, okay. This thing is gonna be so back heavy. This is what, like, this is the size of the back of our plane, pretty much. This is gonna be so difficult to build a nice looking plane. This is gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be made of these Gatling guns. All right, let's see how it is with these. All right, that's pretty good. This could possibly work. All right, I'm gonna delete the anchor piece and let's see how much thrust this seems to give us. Oh, this is not good. We can't really see how... Oh, there we go. Oh, boy. All right, that gave me virtually no information to go on. I have no idea what to expect with this. All right, well, let's build a plane around these things and see what I can come up with. All right, guys, I've been building for a little bit, just trying to figure out how to design this thing. As you can see, I've got a skeleton right now. I have the front and I have the back. The middle is just completely gutted because I want to do a test flight just to see if I'm even on the right track. Is this thing going to be able to take off? Is there enough thrust from these cannons to even propel this thing right now? Is the weight distribution going to be workable? That's why I'm taking a mid-build check right now to see if I'm even close to being able to have something workable here. I think... Look at these cannons are right near the ground, you know, but they're firing from the side there, so this might still... Let's just press the button and see what happens. That is not encouraging. Okay, so the big issue right now I'm seeing is I don't have enough ground clearance. My cannons are rubbing against the ground, so I'm gonna move those down. At least we're kind of like off the ground now. Hey, look at this. Look at this. This is not a good angle to be trying to take off. Oh, no way. It's not that great. It is really not that great. It's too heavy. These cannons do not provide nearly enough. Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. This is really bad. Okay, I don't know if this is going to make things better or worse, but what I'm going to do is add more cannons like this. Yeah, look at the, all right, this is not, there's no way this is gonna work. Oh, and then I can even add, oh, look at this. I can add 2 more on the inside. This increases our thrust by a lot. You know, I could have them go in 2s, so we have double the amount of thrust per cannon firing. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is gonna trigger both of these cannons. Okay, so if I fix everything, we should have a little bit more than twice the thrust now. So let's see. I'm gonna spawn myself actually on the runway. I feel like that spawn point should be over here, so you can actually spawn facing down the runway. All right, here we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's definitely a lot more thrust. How am I supposed to take off though with all these explosions? Okay, come on, go forward, go forward. Uh-oh, we lost something. All right, hold on, hold on. Let's just gently. There we go, we're in the air. Can we go up? Okay, this isn't working out very well again. All right, I got some good news. We're now able to fly a lot better because I figured out there was just a completely bad wiring issue. Half of the sensors weren't actually triggering the cannons they were supposed to be triggering. So now we have some kind of semblance of flight. Look at this. Look at that. And it rains down absolute destruction behind it. This is pretty cool. I wish they would spin faster, but it has a 1-second delay for the cannon fire rate, unfortunately, on these. So right now we have way more lift in the front than we do in the back. So I'm gonna have to try to fix that. We're still very, 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 very slow, and I don't know if there's gonna be a way to fix that, to be honest. So far, this is progress. So let's continue tweaking until we get something that is a plane. I'm realizing one of the bigger issues with this is I haven't added any aerodynamics here, so we have a huge wall of just air resistance, which is probably preventing us from picking up a lot of airspeed. So let's see if we can get that fixed, shall we? Okay, so I filled in a lot of the aerodynamics, but we got a small issue, and the small issue is I had to add a massive amount of weight right to the back of this thing, and we're having the issue where there's all the weight in the back. I don't know how I'm supposed to counteract the weight in the back without making this thing just too heavy overall. I think it already is too heavy overall, but let's just do a test flight here, and we're gonna see what happens if I can even take off. Oh, jeez. That's not how it's supposed to take off. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, 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 come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, at least the cannons work underwater. Look, all right, we're a boat. It's a boat. We're a boat now. That's what we built. We built a Gatling cannon powered boat. I think we're way too heavy now. Okay, so I've already sunk a lot of time into this design, but I think this is a failed design because weight distribution is pretty much impossible to manage with this. I have to add way too much weight just to cover some aerodynamics and things like that. So instead, I'm gonna go for another design, which I think might be prone to self-destruction, as if this already wasn't enough, but it's going to make it much easier for me to center my mass in the actual center of the plane. So let's hope that this goes better. Alright guys, I just realized that this idea is also a terrible idea because as I started building this, finished the front, realized I need to build out to a tail now, but the tail is going to be directly in the path of all of the cannons that we're firing. And I don't know how to not blow myself up here. I'm going to do some experimentation and see what I can come up with. Okay, this wasn't easy, but I think I've made something that can fly for at least some amount of time without completely destroying itself immediately. Granted, we can take off. Taking off is actually the most difficult part. So the way I've done this is you can see that the tail of the plane actually curves up, and I've changed the fire point from being on the sides of the Gatling cannons to now they're being triggered, you can see the bar is now on the bottom. So that keeps the cannons being fired as far away from these tail fins as possible so we don't blow our own tail off. So now the tricky part is taking off because the cannons, when they impact the ground, they want to boost the tail up into the air, putting your nose directly down. So what you got to do is you got to kind of give yourself a little bit of momentum, then fly off the platform a little bit, and then you start the cannons, and the sound's going to get a little bit messed up because there's just so many cannons firing. Now we get this weird glitchy sound, but if you pay close attention, you may notice we're flying. We are flying with Gatling cannons, and it's actually pretty stable. There's a little bit of like a jitter going on that I think is probably from the Gatling cannons rubbing slightly with the body of the, yeah, I think they're just rubbing slightly with the body of the plane, but you know what? That's fine. Let's see how much, oh, and I have landing gear too, ready? Whoop. Yeah, landing gear is up. All right, let's see how much controllability this thing has now. I almost forgot that we're raining down destruction behind us. Look at that. It's a carpet bomber. It's a perpetual carpet bomber. Okay, so I'm going to try to do some stunts with this thing. Oh, you know what's a terrible idea for a stunt? Flying underneath the aircraft carrier through the tunnel. Because everyone knows explosions in a confined space is always a great idea. So let me see. Actually, I don't even know how much wing space are we going to have in here. I don't know what to expect with this. Oh, come on. Go down, go down, go down. Oh, no. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing. No way. That was not the plan, but we're alive. So I'm calling that a success. All right. So I am actually extremely surprised that we don't blow our own tail off while we're flying. I haven't actually had it happen yet. I just assumed it would happen. Especially when we pitch up, because look, the tail goes into the cannon fire. You can see, I just lost all my momentum there. We're stalling out. You can see the cannons go around the tail. Am I getting lucky, or are the cannons somehow, is the tail just somehow immune to the cannons once we're flying? I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm happy with it. All right, can we climb enough to get through one of these hoops of fire? Let's find out. My roll is very, very slow. I'm thinking about putting some powered tail fins on the tips there. All right, look at that. Through the hoop of fire, no problem. I haven't actually tried landing this thing yet. I don't know how good we are at gliding. All right, look at this thing. We have a decent amount of control. This isn't so bad. All right, what about through one of these things? Yeah, see? We're doing pretty well. Look at how much destruction we're raining down, too. I gotta say, after that first attempt, that first plane that we had, where we just couldn't keep ourselves up in the air, I thought this may have been a failed concept. I thought perhaps that the Gatling cannons were just gonna be a little bit too heavy. Man, the explosions are so epic. We got one of the barrels. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the aircraft carrier. We're gonna see if we can actually land this thing in one piece. I have no idea how that's gonna go. I have not actually tried to land this thing yet in any of my tests. I just wanted to see if I could stay in the air, and I can. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put my landing gear down. There we go. Go ahead and get ourselves ready for the landing here. And cutting the thrust. Oh, a little bit of an awkward angle, but... Oh, that's why. What happened with our wheel? That's why we're at an awkward angle. Oh, and there goes our tail. So yeah, in case you're wondering what it's like to actually try to take off on a runway, yeah, this is pretty much the experience right here. It's not very pleasant. So that's why if you're taking off with this thing, it's usually best to start at the end of the runway, give yourself a little bit of a boost, and then once you... So like I was saying, give yourselves a little bit of a boost. Gonna give yourselves a little bit of a boost till you fall off, and then activate it, and then you're in the water. A little bit of forward momentum, just some slight forward momentum, and then you do it, and there we go. After you start falling off the thing. This thing is really, really stressful to try to take off in. Okay, I want to do another try on the landing there because I was not happy with the last landing. Let's see if we can do better this time. All right, we're coming in wobbly. All right, and there. Nope, that wasn't great either. You know what? Better end result anyway. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The dual Gatling cannon powered plane. That's quite the epic mouthful, isn't it? It's an epic name for an epic plane that I can't believe works as well as it does. I mean, it flies perfectly fine once you get off the ground without destroying yourself. So let me know what you guys thought. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any other crazy ideas that you'd like to see in future Trailmakers episodes, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you check out some of these other ones on the end screen right here if you want to see more awesome Trailmakers content on the channel. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.